Hi AVID Scholars, this is Mrs. Cruz, and this video will be our weekly overview to see what to expect this week. So as you know, we are on week 3 of quarter 4, and the inspirational quote of the week that I chose says, "If you look at what you have in life, you'll always have more. If you look at what you don't have in life, you'll never have enough." And it's by Oprah Winfrey. I like this quote in our current times because I feel like we're not allowed to do a lot or really go out much for right now. But if we take a moment to really just reflect on what we do have in life and look around at your home, whether that's some family members or whatever people you may have surrounding you, then you'll notice that there's a lot to be grateful for. And then our scholar goal of the week is to check your student portal at least 3 times per week. I have already updated weeks 1 and 2. Very shortly I'm going to start updating your grades for last week's tutorial and your pre-work, so that should be coming up really soon. So I would say by the end of today, just make sure you're checking your AVID grade. And then this video I will link right here so you guys can have that weekly overview video. So just make sure you click this link if you want to rewatch this or to watch it at your best, whatever time is best for you. Before we move on to our weekly schedule, something new I'm doing this week is I want to give a shout out to our Scholar of the Week. So there's a lot of you that I want to be able to highlight, since a lot of you are working so hard, and I know it's a challenge, but you're still rising up to the occasion. So we're going to be starting each week with hearing one scholar, and I will give a quick shout out as to why. So our first Scholar of the Week is, let me pull it up. So I'm shouting out my period 1 and 2 together, but for our class period 1, our Scholar of the Week is Alex. So Alex, I know that you're working really hard. I could tell by all the work that you turn in and all the times that you are showing up to our videos, whether it's for Zoom or Google Hangouts. Also, what I really like is anytime I'm giving you feedback or one of our tutors gives you feedback, you always reply back to let us know that you're seeing it. So I really appreciate that, and I know you're working really hard, so thank you. And if you guys were curious, for period 2, I gave a shout out to Noemi Duarte, but I will get into my explanation for that in my period 2 video. Just kind of going over, doing the overview of our week for what's coming up. It's really similar to last week. So last week, you noticed that we did our first tutorial session, and I was really happy to see so many of you show up to our tutorial session. And really this week it's going to be the same way. This week we will not have a virtual class. I'm doing that every other week, but our only time that we're meeting virtually will be for that tutorial. It will still be at 10 in the morning. Just count on it always being at 10 in the morning unless I specifically tell you otherwise. But just like last week, your Zoom, TRF, and Jamboard are due by 9 a.m. If you don't know what I'm talking about because maybe you didn't do it last week, I'm leaving this linked in so that you can click it and watch the video. You can also watch it from last week's videos that I posted. I believe it was on the 20th. So if you look at the 20th in our Google Classroom, you'll see that I have an explanation on TRFs and tutorials. So please watch that if you're not really sure on what to do. The assignment was posted earlier today though, so you should have seen the links. Remember that the Google Forms, you want to make sure you turn that in before 9 a.m. on Thursday, and then the tutorial whiteboards, work on it, but don't turn it in because we want it open for your tutorial on Thursday, and hopefully you should be able to work on that during your tutorial session. Okay, then other than that, everything else is pretty much the same as last week. So here's your pacing for this week. Today I assigned your weekly log, your virtual TRF like I just told you. So for pacing for your weekly log, just make sure you're setting your goal, and this week's goal is about taking initiative, and then just make sure you work on Monday's slide. We're going to look at the slides just to see some changes that you may have noticed, but basically each day just make sure you're working on your slides. We might have a little midweek discussion board question on Wednesday, so just make sure you're looking at that. I will also be available through Zoom at 1:30 for optional office hours if you have any questions or you want to drop in to say hi. And that's basically it as far as what's due. And then by Friday, your grade check at the end of the slide should be done, as well as the goal reflection, which we'll quickly look at. So let's just look at our slides really quickly to see if there's any changes. Okay, so this week, let's do at the end of the week, May 1st. And then one change you may have noticed is that I actually added a celebration wall where we could add anything that we're proud of, anything we're thankful for, anything that made us laugh or smile. This is where you can still include like a quote, a GIF, or a meme if you want to, as long as it's appropriate, or any kindness that you experienced that week. I already posted my first one, and I see, I know that we already had at least one. So see here we have my post. I see that 4 of you already liked it, and I posted that I saved a turtle when I was that was wandering around the street. So I put him back in the little pond area. It's a picture of me with the turtle. And as you guys can see, like Dulce also posted a celebration. So thank you, Dulce, for being the first to go. And please make sure to post your own celebration by clicking this link. And all you have to do is click this little plus sign over here, or it says to double click anywhere that you want as well. And you can even reply to others. Like I replied to Dulce's, I gave her a little like, and then as some of you have already done, you can give likes on the posts. And then here are some of the birthdays that we have. Today's Alicia's birthday. Happy birthday, Alicia. I hope you're having a really great day today, and I hope that you are able to celebrate it the best way possible. And in the last month, we had Alex's birthday on the 12th and Zai's birthday on the 13th. So sorry we couldn't be there with you guys, but we hope that you had a great day. And then here's a little like birthday video for you guys. So happy birthday. Okay, most of the directions are the same for this week's slides, so I'm not going to read through all of it because it's mostly the same. But the goal this week is about taking initiative, and I tell you here on the left, what does it mean to take initiative? So basically it means that you're doing something without being told to. And I know that a lot of problems could come up with distance learning, so here are some scenarios that I thought of. Maybe you don't understand an assignment. Maybe you don't know how to use some kind of technology like Zoom, or like right now we're trying out Padlet, or maybe it's like an Edpuzzle. And then here's another problem that might come up. Maybe an assignment is posted without an important attachment, like your teacher forgot or made like it was just an accident. So your question is, how could you show initiative this week? So just think of yourselves and an area that you really need to like work on showing more initiative, and then set it as your goal this week. Okay, a lot of you are getting used to this routine, so remember that we need to fill out everything in blue here on the right, answering the questions here on the left-hand side. So what's your goal this week to show and take initiative? And then fill that out. Okay, this part's the same, so just a reminder, after talking to our tutors, we want to make sure that we're filling out this left part with your period, basically your class, your teacher's name. And remember that you only have to do it once, and then once you do it once, you can copy this and then paste it to the other slides. And then the to-do side, we're treating it like your agenda, so we don't want any blanks in your classes, but just tell us either what you're doing that day for that class or what you're learning. So using our our AVID class as an example, you know that today you should be working on your Monday slide. Okay, so I'm going to put Monday slide. You know that you should look at your celebration wall. Okay, and then we also want to set goal. So then remember don't forget to like highlight it when you're done. So like if you already posted, like your Dulce, you already posted it, you can highlight it. We don't have any assignments due today, so it's okay to leave this blank. But we don't want to leave this side blank. But I know that on Friday, our assignment that's due for AVID are the weekly logs. So you can put weekly logs. You should also remind yourself on the weekly logs that you need to do your grade check that we'll talk about shortly. So grade check, and then reflect on goal. And then the Friday slide, which is the slide that I'm working on. Okay, then we know that on Thursday for our class, for first period, we have a 10 o'clock a.m. So 9 a.m. your pre-work is due for your tutorial. Then we know that we have a 10 a.m. tutorial, so that's important. So then we can even add this as part of our to-do. But you should probably be working on your pre-work on Tuesday, so I would put that as like as on my to-do list. So for tutorial pre-work, which includes your Google form and Jamboard. So do you see, this is kind of just how you should interact with each day. And as I mentioned to you, your goal is to really make sure that you're just using it at the beginning of the day so that you could set your goals for the day. Okay, and then similar to last week, I kept it the same way. I keep forgetting to change this, sorry, but it's just to include we know that for right now you're just filling these categories, so I'm sorry I didn't change it again. I forgot. But all we want is a letter grade, the percent that you have in that class, number of missing assignments, and then remember the same coding system as last week. So if you feel great in that class, give me a green color. If you feel so-so, yellow. And if you're not feeling so great about that class, then our code is red. And then finally, don't forget to reflect on your goals at the end of the week. So make sure that you're answering these questions by Friday. How did you do on showing initiative? And then the difference this week is that I added these slides. And here's another mistake if you guys are counting. It should say May 1st, not April 20th. So sorry about the wrong date. But we know that we should be turning in our slides on Fridays. So 60 points are being awarded for you and making sure you're doing your to-do list for every class every day. So it's about 12 points, 2 points for every class. You're getting 20 points for your goal reflections, and then you're getting 20 points for your grade check at the end. So this kind of tells you a little bit of a breakdown. So if you're not filling out your period class and teacher section, you're getting -1 for that point for each class. If you're not writing down your assignments, that's 2 points that you're missing out on, and it's like a -1 if you forget to like highlight or strike through assignments that you complete. I'm not assigning any points for this section at the moment, so it's kind of up to you how you would like to use this for your for your own convenience. And then here, like, you get 10 points for the beginning of the week for setting your goal and answering each question. And then you get 10 points at the end of the week for reflecting on your goal and answering each question. And then your grade check, you're basically getting a point for each little box, including the color coding, so just make sure you do that. And that really concludes everything, so just make sure you're reaching out and asking questions if I didn't describe something well, or if you're just confused and you want to double check something. But thank you for watching the video, and I will talk to all of you soon.